I'm Allison, and this is Books Uncorked.
Hey, I just want you guys to know that intro music brings out like the Jersey Shore dance in me.
Brittany was on the floor. She was starting real low. And as the music builds, she also builds. And then by the end, when we're saying she's fist pumping.
Or maybe I just meant like fist pumping in front of my chest, like I pop my boobs out.
No, just let everybody picture you doing that, please.
Okay, I'm into it. Whatevs.
Because it's so fun.
How was y'all's weeks?
Well,
we recorded 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yes.
A week ago we posted. That's not what I meant. I meant just
sips
like
wine, looks at Allison.
Yeah, sips wine, drinks tea. Allison fucking failed.
That's not what I meant. I'm sorry. I just more meant like I was trying to give them a timeline.
To be fair, Brittany was on top of her game and like texted me to remind me, and I looked at it and thought, okay, I need to post later tonight. Forgot that I looked at it, and then it was 5 days later. And then Berkeley said, you never responded to Brittany about posting the podcast.
Which is why I didn't remind you again, because I was like, well, she has a plan. I'm going to let her do it.
Nope, there was no plan. It was like that night, it was like really late, and I was like already in bed. And I was like, I've got to post the podcast later. And then it, like later never came because then I fell asleep.
I just have a really like loyal listener that I work with. And she was like, where the hell is this podcast? Not really. She was really nice.
Let's shout her out, loyal listener.
Thanks, Kimmy. Hopefully this one will be up tomorrow.
Kimmy, listen. I'm going to do it, okay? Your IT girl is here for you, Kimmy. And that's me, Allison. Also the one with the bad attitude. Yeah. That's right, girl. Brittany tells me about what you think.
No, Allison, if you want to tune back into the last podcast, got a little frustrated. I got a lot drunk.
I mean, the attitude was a little sour.
I was definitely not in my best of moods last week. And for that, I apologize not only to Brittany and Berkeley, but to you, sweet, dear listeners. I think that just the environment of me being so drunk and everybody else being so drunk and, like, more people being in here as usual just really
our live audience distracted drunk Brittany too much for Allison to ignore them.
I just want you guys to know that they were both on giant adult-sized bouncy balls.
And I, like, literally, I was getting distracted.
Have in her home.
They were bouncing in front of us like a bunch of children. It was like having my toddler here. But they were adult toddlers. And I love them both. Like, that's the thing is, like, I like them. But I was like, oh, my God, we can't hear what they're saying. And Brittany's talking to them. And people are going to be, like, so pissed.
Oh, Brittany was so talking to them,
I'm
too.
sorry. I was drunk. What do you expect me to do? I'm social. I'm friendly. Oh, my gosh. You guys ready to hear what happened to me later that night?
Well, this is bullshit, so tell me.
Okay, so you guys all heard how talkative I was and friendly and lovely.
Uh-oh.
So I had promised my friend who works at the bar that I was going to go up to the bar and see them, and I couldn't do it the next night because I had plans. So
she went to the bar.
I went to the bar, and I was responsible when I got there. I ordered a water, and then I sat down at the bar where I normally sit, like at the end, and there were two people there, one of which like I kind of knew through like friends. And he was there with this girl who I had no idea who she was. She was probably like, I don't know, like maybe 10 years older than me. So not like she was old, but we were definitely in different places in life. Like she has teenage kids.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just being friendly. They were fun to talk to. There were some people sitting next to us, like on the other side of me at the bar. And they're regulars, and I know them like I know them, like, through the bar. And they were like, he got a shot, and he was like, I can't do this. And he looks at me, and he's like, you want it? And I was like,
yeah.
Sure. And he handed it to me, and I thought it looked like Fireball. So then I was like, which I do not drink Fireball. That shit is the devil.
Well, she used to.
Yeah, that's why I don't. I used to, as in one time. It was a terrible experience. A story for another day. But, he was like, Jameson, and I just shot it straight back. Like, didn't flinch, it was fine. It went down easy, which tells you how drunk I was. And then he was like, I'm so proud of you. Good job. Way to go. Da-da-da. And I was like, yeah, woo. And he was like, I'm going to buy you a drink. So then he buys all of us a drink, a lunchbox. And a lunchbox is a full-size drink. It's a full beer with a shot of liquor and a shot of mixer in it. So, like, it's a full drink, but you're supposed to shoot it. So I chugged it right back like a boss, like I am. And so by then I was drunk. Then I had a tequila water, and then at some point I had...
Wait, but she was
You
already
were
drunk.
already drunk.
No, I know, but at that point I was...
Y'all know, you listen. She was
yeah.
already drunk.
But at that point I was like, whew. Which I had a ride home. Like, I had a responsible ride home. My friend that worked at the bar was driving me home. So I wasn't, like, worried about anything like that. And I Ubered to the bar, so, you know, whatevs. But so, at some point I had a sex on the beach as well, which I don't drink, so I don't know, like... if my friend was just messing with me, if someone else ordered it for me, I don't know how I got it, but I did. So then, this girl at the bar and I are chatting about our lives, and I'm just being friendly because I'm friendly. And whatever, and at some point, I remember her taking my phone and calling herself with it, and then adding her number to my phone. But, like, I was drunk, so I was like, whatever, let's do what you want. Well, she texts me like the beginning of that week, and she was like, hey, would you want to go out for tea sometime this week?
Is she British?
No, I think at some point we talked about the fact that I drink tea instead of coffee most of the time. Fun fact, listeners, this is Brittany trivia. I prefer hot tea over coffee.
Weak sauce.
Sometimes I drink coffee, but I just I like to drink a lot of, like, hot, like, in the morning I like to drink, like, 2 or 3 drinks of caffeine, not alcohol. And
No judgment.
I can't do that with coffee. It just makes me too jittery. So I was just like, okay, this is a little weird, but maybe she just needs friends. And, like, from what I remember, we got along well, so whatever.
Did you meet her for tea?
Just wait.
Oh.
So I was like, she asked me to do that on last Friday, which was the day after Valentine's Day, mind you. And I was just kind of like, yeah, let me see what I have planned tentatively. Yeah, but I'm not sure what I have going on that weekend. So Valentine's Day, she texts me. She's like, happy Valentine's. I'm excited to hang out tomorrow. I was like, oh no.
Was it a date?
I immediately went over to my friend Kimmy at work, and I was like, oh no. Which I told her about the first text message, and I thought it was kind of weird, but, like, again, like, maybe she just needs friends. And I was very nice. Like, we got along, but she's very different than me. I can't, like, really explain how different, other than, like, we have very different lives. Like, not for fear of, like, outing her or something, like her lifestyle. I just mean that, like, we're just different people.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Did my face seem judgmental? Or wasn't?
No, I was just trying to explain it.
Okay,
so
you're
then...
fine.
So she texted me that, and I'm like, this is weird.
You went on a date,
And she
you?
sent me 3 messages that morning. Like, and I was at work, so, like, I hadn't responded because I was, like, doing shit. And then I was like, oh no, this is weird. This is weird. So then I text my friend Kiera, and I'm like, this is happening. What do I do? And she's like, tell her you have a date.
Wow, Kiera's so good.
Yeah. So, but I'm bad at lying, and I really hate lying. So what I did, you guys should be so proud of me, I scheduled a double date for Friday night. Because, like, I had plans with the guy I've been seeing, and I, like,
Who was the other half?
Kiara and Jacob.
Oh, duh.
So I texted her, and I was like, I was like, hey, happy Valentine's. I was like, happy Valentine's, girl. And she asked me a question, and I answered that, and then I was like, I'm really sorry, I totally forgot I had a double date scheduled for Friday. Maybe we can go have a drink at Edna's some other time. So that was very clear that I was like...
Seeing someone.
Yeah, but also that, like, if this wouldn't be a date, that would be Edna's, like...
Right.
My home.
Right.
Because I'm trash and my home is water.
You're not trash. That's
I'm
fine.
just kidding. So... She texted me back and she was like, okay, ... some other time. I was like, that was definitely a date.
You should have went.
What if you
Why?
like her?
See how it plays out.
I want to date a man.
You never know.
It might have just been a friend
I
date.
mean, I appreciate that you're both open to that, and I'm open to that too, but not for myself.
Just friend date.
I definitely...
Brittany's like, listen, I'm for sure about the dick life. Like, I know. It's 100% for me.
Yeah, so... But yeah.
She could have been your new best friend.
Aw.
maybe I'm not opposed to being friends with her. I just got
You
really
just wanted
worried
to be
it was going
very
on a
clear
date. I
that
was
you were not interested in her.
romantically. And I don't remember definitively how the rest of that went that night. So, like,
Did
I
you
remember,
kiss her? Because you probably sent her a
I'm
different...
definitely positive I did not kiss her.
Just saying you were drunk.
I was. But yeah. So I just took up a lot of time telling you guys that story. That was funnier the last few times I've told it to other people.
It's
Man,
pretty
I
funny.
hate it when I overtell a story because it's fun for everybody else, but for me, it's like, oh gosh.
Okay, I'm glad it was fun for you guys, though, because for me, I was just kind of like, just,
No, I get it.
Brittany
Okay.
almost went on a date with a girl.
yeah, on accident. It was just so weird.
People often mistake me for liking girls, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because I wear my hair up.
Do not think that that's a thing.
No, but I don't know. Just girls always think that I like them. And also,
You're
it
really
just-
friendly. I think that that's the problem. Start being a bigger bitch to strangers.
Yeah, that's what I
No.
do.
You're
It's also
spit-
really
I'm
flattering.
just kidding. Yeah, I was kind of flattered, but mostly not. Mostly I
I
was
think
very
I
uncomfortable.
relate it to my hair because every time I get hit on by a girl, it's my hair's always in my bun. I have like a very signature bun that I wear. And when I wear it,
I love how you say it's very signature. It's just a messy bun.
for me, it's my signature.
Okay, I
Like,
get what you're
that's-
saying. No,
sorry,
I'm
sorry,
with you.
sorry.
No, I'm with you. Okay, I'm on the same page.
Sorry, I didn't mean like I'm fancy. I meant that that's my signature look. Like
Okay,
I wear my hair
it's
in a
not
bun
like
often.
you're like Allison goes to a hairdresser, has her hair put in a ballerina bun
every day. Well, honestly, probably it just happens because most of the time my hair is in a bun. So it probably has nothing to do with my bun, but that's just what I relate it to.
Yeah, it's just like it's just a 70% chance if someone's gonna ask you out, your hair's gonna be in a bun.
You've been wearing your hair down a lot more, though.
You have been.
I know, I've been making an effort. I don't know why.
Same.
So now that I took up a huge
Actually, I
amount
do
of
know why.
time-
My therapist told me to make more of an effort. So,
Okay, I'm into it.
I mean,
Shout out to Kelly, you rock.
thank you, Kelly.
Tell me about y'all's weeks because now I've like just taken up so much time about mine. One day.
Well, my week was 2 weeks. I don't even know. It's been such a
I
long
know, it's so
couple
hard to
weeks.
talk about the week before.
Doctor's appointments. I got my birth control taken out and it hurt.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like the IUD having to stick, like, you know, pry me open.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was
Ugh.
awful.
You got something exciting though.
Flowers?
Your table.
Oh, table.
And flowers. Oh, the flowers are more exciting than the table.
Yeah, my side piece / roommate / BFF knew I was having a shitty week, so she got me flowers.
GF.
Yeah,
Just
/
kidding.
GF / wife got me flowers because she knew I was having a shitty week and bath bombs. I was like, oh,
Oh my gosh, you're gonna have so many bath bombs.
I know. It's like, woohoo.
Why are you bitching about not having your bath bombs if you already have bath bombs?
I mainly want Lily's bubble bath.
Oh, I understand.
Allison, our last podcast, parent-teacher conferences had just been canceled.
Right.
Did they? I know you can't talk much about them, but like
They get rescheduled. So they did
that's
get
what I meant,
rescheduled.
yeah.
So that's why the podcast was like kind of. Also because I'm a procrastinator. So I had them last week. Not this last week, but the week when the podcast was supposed to go out that week. And it was better than expected. I will say that most of my parents like me so much more than they liked me at the beginning of the year.
That's a win.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I think that I'm so tough on,
Tough?
like, I'm tough. No, not me physically. Like, me emotionally either. I'm just not tough, but I'm tough on,
The student?
I have high expectations. And so I think at the beginning of the year, they're like, these expectations are too high.
And now they're seeing that their kids are capable.
And like, yeah, and now, for example,
Because you went to college for this and you know what their kids are capable of.
I mean, I think that they realize, like, okay, holding our kids to a higher expectation is to benefit them. Like, you're not evil. I don't know what they thought
I
of
don't know.
me.
I feel like if you set the bar right where they're supposed to be, it's like that's what they aim for, and it's like you kind of want them to like go above
Yeah.
and beyond. You don't want them to just be right where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, and nobody thinks their kid is average.
Yeah.
So why hold your child to an average standard? And I know that my kids are very much capable of the standards I set. And I'm just very tough in that, like, I set a rule and I keep it. And sometimes that's frustrating to a parent. And I'm like, well,
Tough titties.
you know, somebody asked me, how would you feel if Nate's teacher gave him an F on a paper? And I said, well, I'd probably ask him why he failed the paper. I wouldn't talk to the teacher.
She didn't do the work. He did.
Yeah, it would be about what did Nate not understand? Or does Nate understand and just not give a shit? Because the issue is something that didn't click with Nate. A, he didn't understand. B, he doesn't give a shit.
So which was it, Nate? Nathaniel?
And it was funny because when that question was posed to me, I was like, my kid is failing 2-year-old class. It's fine because he can't talk. Yeah, I got Nate's progress report back. There was a lot of unsatisfactories.
You know.
I was like, yeah,
He's okay.
I'm literally feeling this right now. I understand. And guess what? I've been working more with Nate on talking. That's what happened. I had
You mean you didn't accuse the teacher of
no.
being shitty? I can't
Of
imagine.
failing your kid. Yeah, no.
No, because I think the teacher's doing what she needs to be doing. I think that I need to be working on more with Nate and identifying the problem with Nate.
I'm with you.
Because I trust the teacher. Because the teacher fucking went to school.
Well, but she also sees like, you see your child. You know what's normal for Nate.
Mm-hmm.
She sees 15 a year. So however many years she's been there, she's seen that many kids. She knows what's average for his age group.
Right.
You know what's average for your kids.
Right, but according to his age group, he's below average.
I know, but that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. So, like, she's saying that not like he sucks. She's saying that, like,
Here's what Nate needs to work on.
yeah.
And that's what I'm doing. I just have to do it on the E through F scale.
Exactly. I'm with you. Okay, let's move into what we're drinking, bitches. What's
Burglary.
everyone drinking?
I was drinking some, what was that? That was,
Moscato Sangria.
I was drinking some Moscato Sangria, but my glass is empty now. So, not drinking anything
At the
at the
moment.
moment.
I'm drinking a margarita because National Margarita Day was yesterday. Whoop whoop.
Woohoo! I'm drinking some Pinot Grigio, which I recently found out is referred to as the trash of white wine.
Whoa.
But I enjoy it.
Surprised Moscato doesn't get that title. You would think.
It's because it's really technically a dessert wine. People just drink it not as a dessert wine. I don't think it's really trash. It's just made to be like with dessert because it's so sweet.
Yeah, I don't like to drink Moscato with sweet things because then you can't taste the sweetness of Moscato.
Yeah, it's not good.
Okay, I'm with you.
Blech.
I'm up with that. You guys want to hear about this book?
Yeah.
Yes.
So our book was I Owe You One by Sophie Kinsella. Kinsella, I think is how you say it. The synopsis looks really long, so I'm sorry. Fixie Farr has always lived by her father's motto, family first, and since her dad passed away, leaving his charming housewares store in the hands of his wife and children, Fixie spends all her time picking up the slack from her siblings instead of striking out on her own. The way Fixie sees it, if she doesn't take care of her father's legacy, who will? It's simply not in Fixie's nature to say no to people. When a handsome stranger in a coffee shop asks her to watch his laptop for a moment, she not only agrees, she ends up saving it from certain disaster. To thank Fixie for her quick thinking, the computer's owner, Sebastian, an investment manager, scribbles an IOU on a coffee sleeve and attaches his business card. Fixie laughs it off. She never actually, she'd never actually claim an IOU from a stranger. Would she? Question mark. But then Fixie's childhood crush, Ryan, comes back into her life, and his lack of a profession pushes all of Fixie's buttons. As always, she wants nothing for herself, and she'd love Seb to give Ryan a job. No sooner has Seb agreed than the tables are turned once more, and a new series of IOUs between Seb and Fixie, from small favors to life-changing moments, ensues. Soon, Fixie, Miss Fix-It for everyone else, is torn between her family and the life she really wants. Does she have the courage to take a stand? Will she finally grab the life and love she really wants? Dun, dun, dun.
Fucking Fixie.
Listen, I want to semi-apologize because I thought this book was going in a different direction. And as I reread the synopsis now, I understand why it's the synopsis for the book we read. But I, not having read the book, just thought we were going somewhere else. I thought Fixie was going to leave. Oh, wait. We haven't done a spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Oh, wait. First, we have to say when we finished the book. I finished the book like 2 weeks ago. Because it was so annoying. The beginning of the book is so annoying that I like had to finish it because I was just like, I don't want to deal with this shit. It's annoying.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I finished on like Wednesday of last week.
Yeah.
Wow, Berkeley has not finished the book.
Honestly,
How much time do you have left, Berkeley?
I've got like 4.5 hours.
How long is the book?
I think it was like 12.
Okay, so you finished most of it.
Yeah. You just didn't get to the part where she's not super fucking annoying.
Ah, man.
I will say,
I felt like she was super annoying the whole book.
If I hadn't picked this book, I might have quit reading it.
It was really hard to force myself to read, like, listen.
I will say, I don't think that this was a bad book, but in my opinion, it was so annoying at the beginning that, like, if I had been reading this book for my leisure, I would not have finished it.
Yeah.
It was too annoying. The only thing that kept driving me was I picked this book. If they're going to sit through this torture, I have to.
It's only
the whole, like, first hour and a half, I was like,
I may or may not have skipped 30 seconds every once in a while.
where? I don't understand. Why? Like, the whole time I was just
annoying.
like, no.
Fucking fix it,
No. Fix it,
But-
Fixie.
So this is your spoiler alert. We're gonna spoil this book. In my opinion, it's not. I don't think you should read it. So
yeah. Nothing's really being spoiled. It's kind of spoiled, but
yeah.
nah.
Okay. Yeah, I thought this book was going into her leaving the family business and like striking out on her own and becoming independent. That's not where we went at all.
No. That
Yeah.
didn't happen.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start into
Kind
our
of did.
topics. I mean, kind of.
Just not in that way.
Yeah. Our first topic is OCD.
Because Fixie fucking has it.
Yeah.
God damn it. Are you kidding me? Just being inside this girl's brain is overwhelming.
It was really annoying.
And it talks about, like, she was like, I started pacing back and forth. I started fidgeting, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, girl, because you need you need to go talk to Kelly right now.
Need some
Okay?
meds.
You need some medication. And that's okay for me to say because I'm on it too.
Well, the part that really got me was, like, whenever she went to go to Seb's office.
And, like,
She's like, the faces. Like, oh, he's not here. I need to go fix those faces. Surely someone's noticed. And
right.
he's like, wait, those are my grandma's.
I know. And he was just kidding.
Yeah.
But she was like, oh, my God. I have to stop fixing things because what if those really were his grandma's?
It's
Yeah.
like her ashes.
So uncomfortable. Yeah, she, like, the book opens kind of in, like, a scene where she knows people are about to be there and she can't handle, like,
Coke stain.
a problem that, like, is, like, above their heads. No one's gonna see it, like, literally on a shelf above their heads. But she, like, can't let it go and then ends up making a bigger mess.
Trying to fix this.
Oh, my gosh, what was that? Greg in this book?
Yes.
Why?
Freaking annoying. It was an unnecessary character annoyance. Almost all of those characters were. This
Annoying.
was the epitome of like a chick flick book that was just not worth it for my time, honestly.
Yeah.
I
This
concur.
was just like, yeah. It was
All right.
just
So
bad.
And that's all we have for you. So we'll see you.
See you next week. 2 weeks. It's a bi-weekly podcast. So our next topic then, I guess we're ready to move into family relationships.
Because this girl cannot let go of her family. Which I get. Like, her dad died.
Fuck her siblings.
I thought you were saying her dad. I'm sorry. That's why I gasped. I was like, no. That's so mean.
No. I was just saying her dad died, so she feels like this obedience to her father, whose motto was family first, and let her siblings, her mom's lovely, but lets her siblings treat her like absolute shit. Absolute shit.
Let them get away with everything.
You have, what's her name? No, what's the sister's name?
Was it Nicole? I don't remember.
We'll call her Nicole. You have Nicole, her sister, who fucking calls everybody selfish, and everybody's a selfish bitch, but really, she's a selfish bitch. And she's the worst selfish bitch. Like, literally.
Yeah, I want to punch her in the face.
At one point, Pixie, like, her mom suggests that Nicole go do her hair. And so she goes and she starts doing Pixie's hair, and she's halfway through.
In a way that Pixie can't do it. Like, she's like curling it in a way that Pixie can't do.
Right. And so, like, she's doing Pixie's hair, and then her friend calls her, Nicole's friend, and she's like, oh yeah, I'll come meet you. And Pixie's like, wait, you're doing my hair. And she's like, well, don't be so selfish. I have to go meet my friend, or she might not be able to make it. Da, 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 da. And Pixie's like, but I can't do this. And she's like, don't be so selfish, Pixie. And it's like,
yeah, she deserves to be punched.
Wait, what? I'm sorry.
Dumb bitch.
Oh, she's the worst. And then you've got, what's his name? Jake.
Dick.
Yeah, Jake's such a piece of trash.
He's trash. Just trash. He, is also an idiot, too, though. But he pretends like he's not. And he just goes around essentially being ashamed of where he came from because he's not super rich. So he just tries to pretend to be super rich.
Yeah.
And essentially gets himself into a lot of trouble because he pretends to be super rich, but he's not. And Berkeley looks confused, and that's because you didn't get to that part of the book.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, I really don't even know what to say about this book.
I mean,
It was just so, annoying.
yeah.
I feel stupid for that sentence.
What about Uncle Ned?
It was just so,
Oh, God, Uncle Ned is such a
annoying.
dick. He's such a fucking
Why did we even have to throw in
Oh,
Uncle Ned?
Piece
my
of shit.
gosh, this book. Also, I will say, in this book,
Was there a character you liked in this book? Let's talk about that.
The mom.
That's it.
Semi-liked Seb. No, I didn't like the mom.
Oh.
Why did you like the mom?
Why did she let her kids get away with treating one of her children so terribly?
Oh, you mean
Jake, the way that Fixie's siblings treated her in front of their mother, out away from their mother, everything was just absolutely trash.
and she never said anything.
And she would barely just be like, be nice. Not you were acting unacceptably. I'm almost 25, and
yeah, your mom's kind of awesome.
my siblings and I are all a year apart, and then I have stepbrother and stepsister who are a little older, but we don't treat each other. I mean, there's been seasons in our lives where my siblings and I have not gotten along, in different pairings. Some of us are not always getting along great, which is life. That's relationships, but
There's
my mother has never allowed us to treat each other
garbage.
yeah, we're unworthy, or I have a sibling who we didn't get along for most of my life, for reasons, and even then he didn't get to treat me a certain way, and I didn't get to act towards him in a certain way, or speak about him, or anything. My mom did not allow that I realize we're all individual humans and, like, we're going to act how we want to act. No one controls us. But, like, your parents have a say in how you act.
Yeah.
They don't control it, but, like, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, like, you're not going to act a certain way in front of your mom. Like.
Never.
Like, it's one thing to, like, be your individual self and another thing to be, like, shitty.
I will say, though, that, like, Mom, you're a great mom. But my mom is very passive.
Mm.
And I've had sisters treat me shittily in front of my mom. And my mom literally will
She kind of just walks away.
My mom walks away, but then she's also like, I hate it when you guys fight.
Like, that's
away.
it.
She says that, and then she walks away. She's
That's
like,
kind of funny. It's not, but it is.
I know, but, like, that's just my mom. Like, my mom needs us. My family is incredibly close, too, though.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah.
You guys figure it out.
But I think that that's just it. Like, I think if she thought that there was, like, some unfixable drama going on, she might get involved.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she knows that everything's just temporary and that, like, she's raised.
I also think it's, like, arguments versus the way they treat you on a regular basis.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too.
You know what I mean? Like,
They do consistently treat her like shit.
yeah. Like, I've been in a situation before where someone was, like, unintentionally, but it didn't matter the intention, like, just treating me like shit on a regular basis. And, like, my mom finally stepped in and was like, this is not acceptable. Which, to be fair, I hid it from my mom for a long time because I didn't want her to get involved.
Right.
And then when she found out, it was like,
Yeah.
nah,
Well, I think
love
that
her
was the
mom.
biggest problem was that, like, this character, her biggest flaw is that, like, she's just, like,
She's a doormat.
human doormat. And, like, her siblings see that and they, like, pick up on it and they know they could treat her like shit.
yeah. And
like,
she's
not
like
gonna
that
do
with
anything.
everyone.
Yeah, everyone. She's just everyone's doormat.
Including the guy at the coffee shop
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
who asked her to watch his laptop.
Yeah, so that's how she meets Seb. Is he's just like she sits down at a table with him at a crowded coffee shop. Like, it's not like they know each other. They're just, it's crowded. She sits down, and he has to take a phone call and goes outside. And he's like, "Will you watch my stuff?" And she's like, "Yes." There's a leak. The ceiling explodes.
And she dives and saves the laptop.
Yeah, and all of the paperwork that's with it.
Allison, I can see you doing something like that. Like, being like, this laptop is
You're
my
a hero.
responsibility. Like, I'm gonna take, like, no. I can see you doing
That's
that.
that's less like OCD though, and more like
That's you being like, oh.
my need for people not to be upset with me.
Yeah.
Like, I would absolutely do something like
I know
that.
you would. I thought
Yeah.
of you instantly whenever I listened to
That's
this
so
part.
funny.
I
It's
was like,
very
this
true.
is an Allison thing that, like,
How do
she
you
would do
feel,
this for a
Allison?
stranger.
You're
Oh,
a
I-
hero right now.
You
Ever tell
can't be a hero for just
you're
doing
my
your job.
hero?
I know. It was your mission. It was your task.
Yeah. I was asked to watch a laptop and I dove and saved it.
Yeah. I'm not sure what I would do in that moment. I would probably have panicked. I'm calm. I don't know. Like, it takes me a minute. I'm a calm in the eye of the storm person, but it takes me a minute to, like, understand what's happening. I normally freeze when something's happening, which is a bad thing.
Yeah, you do.
But I freeze. I'm just like, okay, assess the situation. But in that, by the time I've assessed, the ceiling would have been on me.
And I'm the type of person that overreacts before anything's happening. Like, I will not go. Sorry. But I will do something. I will overly do something and, like, try to prevent something from happening.
Yeah. But so from that, Seb gives her this IOU that's like,
Coffee sleeve.
I'll do what you want.
Girl.
Wink, wink.
Yeah. At first he's like, let me buy you a drink. And she's like, I just got one. And then he's like,
Well, here's this coffee sleeve that I owe you.
yeah.
If you need anything, let me know.
Turns out he gave her a lot of that dick.
Guys, speaking of dick, we have to talk about Ryan.
Yeah. We've kind of gone out of order, but I wasn't worried about it.
Yeah. This
This
book
book sucks.
Yeah, this book, we're not going to talk about
We're
this in our,
clearly
overly
enthused
allotted time.
to talk about it.
Please tell
So
us about
Ryan is this guy who she like was obsessed with, and I do
Jake's
mean
friend.
obsessed with in high school, and she just thought he was so awesome and cool, and he was rich and amazing. And finally, he like comes back into town, and she and him have only slept together one time.
A drunken night.
A drunken night out, yeah. And he comes back into town from LA, and she finally is like, okay, this is gonna happen for us. And he like immediately comes back into town and like kisses her on the mouth.
Yeah.
And I, like, as the first time he's seen her in like 6 months.
And not spoken to her in between.
And I fucking had a big problem with that because I was like, bitch, you don't know my life.
And unclips her hair. I would have been so
But she liked it. She wanted
How
it.
weird.
Fucking Fixie.
And so
Fucking
then that
Fixie.
night, they sleep together. So Ryan's first night back in town.
Alliteration? Double consonant?
What?
Is that alliteration? Fucking Fixie?
Yes. Well, no. Yes.
Fucking fix it, Fixie.
That's alliteration.
All right, got it. Good job, Berkeley. High five. Here, under your microphone. Low five.
Wow. Anyway,
More
that was
bad.
equivalent to watching Brittany kiss her wine last week.
Shut up.
Aw.
Not really. That I remember doing that, and I remember thinking, this wine's so good.
And kissed it.
It was a $10 bottle of wine, and it was freaking great.
But, like, okay, so then they're sleeping together that night. And so they start having sex. And I don't even know how it started. And all of a sudden, so they're, like, in the beginnings of sex. I'm like, what? Do you remember how it starts, Berkeley? Like, the weirdness? What happens with Ryan and Pixie while they're having sex?
He's like, did he start asking her what she liked about him in high school? Like,
Yes, he gets distracted by the high school paraphernalia.
Yeah, and he's like, what about my car? Tell me about my car.
And
She's
tell
like,
me
yeah,
about-
your car
and
was fast.
He
Yeah.
basically orgasms off of his high school memories.
It was so upsetting as a reader. Like, what
And
is
she doesn't feel
happening?
inadequate when this is
No.
happening. She's just like, yeah, I'm making him happy.
Yeah, oh my god, guys, I was listening to this while my mom was in the car with me.
Oh.
She's like, what book did Brittany choose?
Oh my god.
Patty.
I don't fucking
Patty
know,
was
Mom.
like, I liked Brittany for 5 minutes, and then I'm like, now Brittany's a real friggin' weirdo.
Oh my god, it was just so funny. Like, it just gave you so much insight into this guy's life because he's so
Such a tool bag.
he's spiraling. Like, he's just clamoring to get back to high school, the best days of his life, where he was rich because now he's poor.
Mm-hmm.
He was rich because of his parents, and now he's poor because he fucking blew all his inheritance. God, and Ryan's a fucking tool bag. He is a tool bag. And he was the one that was like, Fixie, I need you to use this IOU to get me a job.
Yeah. And, like, guilted her.
Her
She was like,
fucking
no, I
brother.
shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do that. Man, honestly, long story short, Ryan is absolute. Like, I've used the word trash a lot
I know,
tonight.
and, like-
he's garbage.
And, okay, seriously, though, like, I felt like the whole book was going to be about Ryan, and it was literally, like, 10% of the book.
I just thought that this whole book was going to be about Fixie, like, leaving the family business and, like, learning to stand on her own 2 feet and, like, value herself, and that's not where we went.
But she did learn to value herself.
Yeah, but in the last, like,
But without
chapter
therapy.
of the book.
Which is not realistic. You need therapy. Go.
Yeah, Fixie needs therapy. You can help yourself without therapy, but Fixie definitely needed therapy.
So, like, it was literally just so hilarious that all of that even, it was just interesting. So, point being that Ryan's a dick
Yeah,
and weird.
he sucks.
really weird.
Really odd.
Also, this book takes place in England, so the accents were, like,
Awful.
I don't know if it was awful as so much as just, like,
I hated it.
I think when you read a book, like, I've read books placed in England, and I mean, like, whatchamacallit, Night Circus was placed mostly in Europe.
Yeah.
The behind closed doors they were in England.
But guess what? I didn't hate
didn't
either of
realize-
those
they
things.
were. Because I think when you read something, like, when I'm reading a book, I might put, like, in my head accents on things, but, like, it doesn't disrupt my reading.
This did.
This did a lot. We read another book that had a British narrator. What book was that?
Behind closed doors.
No, the other one, I know what you're talking about.
Because there was a name confusion. Because the name ended in but it sounded like an
That was the one I picked.
It was the White Rose one.
Yeah.
Black Forest.
Oh, no, that was you.
Yeah, that was my pick. They're German. Was
Yeah,
it German
but,
accent
like,
or was he British? I don't remember.
I don't
It was
remember
German.
for sure, but like that didn't disrupt my ability to read. Maybe it was just that this book was so freaking annoying.
Yeah, and also, I fell asleep a lot listening to this book. I don't know, I've been sleeping a lot lately. And I kept dreaming in a fucking British accent.
How annoying.
I mean, that's kind of cool.
No, you would think it was cool until you do it, and you wake up and, like, British is in your head all day.
That's kind of funny.
I mean, there's worse things that could be in your head.
I guess.
So I think, are you guys comfortable with me just giving a brief overview of the ending? None of
Please.
us liked this book. We don't really want to talk about it anymore.
What happens? Tell me what happens.
So Fixie finally grows a set of balls and stands up to her family, basically because Seb says something, I can't remember exactly what, but basically like, why do you just let him do what he wants? He's not helping you, you're not helping them, da 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 da. And she realizes like family first doesn't mean like submitting to them all the time. It means like caring about them and wanting the best for them. So finally she's like, puts her foot down and like stops her brother from, he keeps borrowing money from his mom and against the business, and it's like
Hurting the business.
Yeah, it's hurting the business. He's trying to make decisions that are bad for the business, and she's like trying not, her idea of family first is just like being agreeable and letting everything go. And she finally stands up to him and with the help of his girlfriend, and helps like put things in the right place that they need to be, and like
Essentially-
stands up and be like, that is the like head of the family, and it's like, this is what needs to be done and you're gonna do it because you are making bad decisions.
Right, but essentially they, like, fucking have a, what is that? Confrontation?
Intervention.
Thank you.
I
Intervention.
just moved my mic a little bit, sorry.
And it wasn't, like, an alcohol intervention. It was, like, you're not fucking rich intervention.
Yeah.
Calm your shit. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, and, like, I have that problem, too, sometimes. I pretend like I'm rich and I'm not.
I
Treat
pretend like
yourself.
I have zero money all the time.
Me too. I'm poor.
Help me, I'm poor. Name that movie.
Right,
But so yeah, that was this book. She ends up with Seb. Seb is also making stupid decisions in his life, just different stupid decisions. She helps him, he helps her. Well, bam, a love story is told. Super annoyingly. Do you guys feel ready to rate this book?
I don't know, Brittany. Tell me the scale.
Oh, the scale is 1 to 5 corks. 1 cork being I opened the bottle, I took a sip, didn't really like it, didn't finish the bottle. 5 corks being I loved the bottle, I loved the wine, I drank it all in one sitting, and you're drunk like Brittany was in the last podcast.
Woohoo.
So, my rating is going to be, I'm going to give it 1.5 corks. And here's why it gets that 1.5. Because honestly, I'm not sure it deserves it. But it gets that 1.5 because I don't think the story idea was terrible. I think I think the storyline could have been better if there hadn't been so many annoying, like, characters in this book. Almost no one in this book was normal. And that's just not life. Yes, there are weird people around us all the time, but, like, everyone in your life is not going to be super batshit. And everyone in her life is, like, just bonkers. And it's so annoying.
Yeah.
But I do think that, like, the plot of the book could have been good.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's why it's getting 1.5 corks. Maybe 1. It's getting 1 cork. We're going to go with 1. It was just bad.
Yeah. Bad news bears. Yeah. It gets 1 cork from Berkeley, too.
Yeah, Berkeley didn't even finish it. And she,
It was really hard to force myself to listen to what I listened to.
I definitely would have quit if I hadn't picked this book, like I said earlier.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the 1 cork trend. I thought about quitting
Straight
in the
1
first
cork.
hour.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it is what it is. And it was so bad that I immediately had to go find a new book to listen to after it.
So that's all of our ratings. Tell us what you think. Honestly, tell us about how you're not going to read this book.
Or if you already have read it.
And how terrible you thought it was as well.
If you read it or if you started it and didn't finish it.
So tell us that at Books Uncorked on Twitter, at Books Uncorked on Instagram, booksuncorked3@gmail.com. Who do we hate?
booksuncorked@gmail.com.
Yeah, bitch.
Fuck you.
I don't know why I picture that as a man, but I do.
I bet it's a man.
Just shitty. Man, we're kind of lackluster tonight.
Yeah.
None of us are drunk.
I'm gonna be later. Guess why? It's my birthday, bitch.
Whoop whoop.
Anyways. Allison, do you have any social media to plug? Do we need to shout out anyone? Or is that ready? Or are we just going to do it next week?
No, I'm ready. Okay, so our Instagram followers for this week, we are at Books Uncorked. Shout out to Lacey Dixon 2.
Woo, Lacey Dixon 2.
Yay, Lacey.
Daniel and Raffloris Miranda. Samalot 8. Sid Quilljiml. You don't have enough vowels in your name, sir. Jimley. Becca A. Ashley. Know that name.
Becca.
Dashley, 93.
Dallas.
Amanda Schaefer. Tay Dan Wrights.
Amanda's my sister. Hey, Amanda.
Oh, hey, okay. And Taylor. Hey.
Like my Taylor?
Yeah, you're Taylor.
What the
I was
fuck,
like, who's
Taylor?
Taylor?
Where have you been?
Yeah, you're a little late to the game, girl.
Yeah, I mean, gosh.
And then on Twitter, we are also at Books Uncorked. And we have some more followers. So Becca again. Hey, Becca. 2121.
Okay.
Nick
42.
Hoffman, host. Also with the Myopia podcast.
Oh, Nick Hoffman did it last time.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. It just popped into my head because I remember commenting on whether he was a celebrity or not.
Oh. Conspiracy Asylum, Interviews on Demand, Nicole Russin McFarland, Kapakas, and One Night for Hunger. So,
odd
shout
name.
out to all you cool people.
Hey,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Let's move. Oh, also, why don't you guys tweet, comment on our Instagram posts, and send us emails about what books you think we should read. I
Yeah.
got some really great suggestions from my brother, but I want to hear it from the rest of you.
I'm also going to start reading some reviews that we have on iTunes. So if you want your iTunes review to be read, then first you actually have to rate and review. And
Subscribe.
hopefully, I mean, I won't know if you subscribed or not, but I would like you to subscribe.
If you hear more of my beautiful singing voice, please do my SoundCloud at. No, I'm just kidding.
So as far as our reviews go, from Allie Mitch, which I really don't know. I didn't do this.
Really?
Like, really, I didn't do this. I've reviewed our own podcast several times. And I didn't do this.
Oh, thanks then, Allie Mitch.
It says, LOL, these girls are the best. Thanks, Allie Mitch.
My sister-in-law asked me about that one, and I was like, I don't know, it might have been Allison. It sounds like something she would say.
No, it really isn't me.
Allie Mitch, thanks.
Like, everybody else, it is us.
Is
Allie
it
Mitch is the only original.
Are you sure that's not your sister-in-law?
I'm 100% sure that's not my sister-in-law.
Oh, okay.
I love it. I assumed it was too.
Thank you, Allie Mitch.
Allie doesn't have an iPhone.
Oh, rock and roll.
So I know that's not her.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead and continue. We interrupted. Because it's our podcast too. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, so I'm glad I checked because I almost didn't check to see if we had any reviews because I knew it was all just me, but it isn't.
Hey, I'm in there too, so it's okay.
Yeah, Berkeley reviewed us.
And some of my
I did the
members.
stars, but I didn't write a review. I'll get on that.
That's
Fuck,
important.
Brittany.
I'll do it. Okay. Berkeley, do you want to start with your what the fuck sister citation or high five?
I have a high five.
Woo!
For my awesome side piece roommate. She surprised me with flowers and bath bombs because she knew I had a shitty week this week.
So sweet.
I know, so sweet.
Lovely.
Yeah. That's some feel goods going on here. So thank you. You rock. Woohoo.
Okay, I have a sister citation this week for somebody that I work with, and it is for destructively criticizing. Maybe check in on your fellow coworkers instead of just deciding that you're better than them and criticizing them not to their face, but behind their back to, oh yeah, my friends. So just check yourself a little bit.
Yeah, I know that her friends tell her shit.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Also, in the words of Berkeley, and I never really heard anything so amazing, if anybody should be supporting anybody, it should be teachers supporting other teachers. So maybe before, and if you're a teacher, really listen to that, because I know we have people that we work with that we might not necessarily like, but we all have it rough. So, in the words of Berkeley, I'm going to say it again. If anybody should be supporting anybody, it should be teachers supporting other teachers. So, there we go.
Woohoo, go Berkeley.
I didn't have one until this moment, but I'm giving myself a high five because I just thought of what I wanted to tell you guys. This week, someone at work, whose opinion I generally respect, but his delivery is shit, was super, like, just dismissive and, like, rude and overall unacceptable in his commentary. And normally I just let that shit go.
A man was,
I can read the sarcasm already.
I can't believe a guy did that. It's so uncharacteristic for men to do that.
Well, to be fair, most of the men I work with are great.
Are they?
Yeah, there's just two that I can think of who are not. And I work with
I don't think, I'm not a man hater. I'm
no,
sorry.
she's just teasing.
I'm a man hater. I'm married. I hate my husband.
Only
I
because
love
he's
you. I'm just
overseas.
kidding. He doesn't listen this far into the podcast, so fuck you. I know you don't listen. Here you go.
Let
That's
us know
hilarious.
if you listen. So, I'm giving myself a high five because I kind of took one for the team and didn't start a huge argument, but I also said no.
Good for you.
And was like, I held it together because I was super annoyed. But I was just like, I just think you have a bad attitude. I actually said, I think that's the wrong attitude to have.
That's a very Brittany thing to say.
I don't agree. Because it was ridiculous. But yeah, that's what I said. I held it together, but I also stood up for myself and told him he was wrong, which very few people in the office do. Mainly because I don't want to deal with his shit, not because, like, he has authority over anyone. It's just, yeah. That's it, though. Allison, do you want to tell us about the next book?
Yeah, so just a little bit prepare yourselves. I've already started reading it. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. But then I decided, okay, I already started reading it, so this has to be my pick. It's called Closer Than You Think. It's by Karen Rose. It's got 4.25 stars on Goodreads, which is promising, which is why I decided to keep with it. So, the synopsis reads, psychologist Faith Corcoran is desperate to escape the stalker who's made her life a nightmare for the past year. Desperate enough to run to the one place that has been her nightmare far longer. Both Boone and Bane, her recent inheritance of her grandmother's old house in Cincinnati, offers sanctuary in which she can start her life anew, but requires that she face the dark memories that still resonate to this day. She has no idea how close to home her fears still are. 2 college girls have gone missing in the area, and FBI Special Agent Deacon Novak is called to work on the case. When his inquiry unexpectedly leads him to Faith, he finds a beautiful and brave woman he can't help but fall for. Soon they'll discover this seemingly simple investigation is anything but, reaching back decades into Faith's own past. It will shatter everything she believes to be true and will give terrifying new meaning to flesh and blood.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm
I
into
like
it.
Are you into it? Because
Yeah. But you already told me how long it is, so
20
I am
hours,
nervous
so
about that.
buckle up, kiddos.
I'm nervous about that. So, currently our plan is to do this in 2 weeks. If by some miracle we finish early, we'll record next weekend and give it to you. But don't expect us for 2 weeks, and then hopefully it'll be a happy surprise.
Yeah, there we go. I like that.
Yeah. So,
I love pleasant surprises.
thanks for listening, friends.
Yeah.
We look forward to hearing from you about what you thought about our podcast, and
Freaking
hopefully
comment.
not that you read this book.
Comment
Please
on
don't read this book.
freaking iTunes and leave your review. I will read it out loud, even if it's a mean review. We can laugh at ourselves.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh.
You can talk about how drunk
That'll
I was.
hurt my feelings. Don't leave us a mean review.
Yeah.
You could leave us a mean review, but give us 5 stars.
Yeah.
If it's not a 5-star, we're not going to read it.
What? No, that's not true. That's not true.
Someone's going to talk about how shitty we are, and then we're going to have to read it in the next podcast. Becca's going to get on there and be like,
Becca's
gonna
doing
get
it
on there
right
and be
now.
like,
Becca's on her phone. She's
these
fucking
bitches fucking suck.
These
They're
dumb
terrible.
bitches take up my living room every other Friday, Saturday night.
And only 30 people listen. Fuck you, 30 people.
31.
On Podbean, total, we've had like more than 300 listens.
Okay, but that's total.
Okay, well, I didn't realize it was total.
How
Talk
many?
about the numbers.
You're
You're
right.
right.
Honestly,
We
we would
do-
do this if no one listened.
We have a really good time doing it.
Yeah, I have fun. I get too drunk sometimes, but like.
Me, never. Never me.
It's like a local, like, good,
Yeah.
dependable support group.
Well, we need to get out of here so that we can go celebrate my birthday.
Birthday!
So send Brittany drinks to Edna's for her birthday.
Yeah, just call it in.
Call it in. Give him your credit card
Ask
number.
for any of the bartenders to know who I am.
That's her home, remember?
Yeah.
So, anyway, really just have... Oh, we can't even do a fun sign-off for this book because...
We just say bye.
What if we do, like, bye in a British
I don't know how to
accent?
do that.
I can't.
I'll do it.
Alright.
Toodle-loo.
Bye.